All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. What time is it? It's 9:15. Okay. I want to start off seated today. A couple of you guys are already seated anyway. Let's just come to the front of our mats. Everyone just take your simple crisscross applesauce. Good. Get relaxed in your posture. And before we come into stillness, let's kind of just shrug it out. Like move yourself from side to side. Give yourself a couple little spinal twists. Ground your sits bones down. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Good. Hopefully everyone's feeling a little bit looser. Maybe you take a couple of shoulder rolls to the back just to open up the back, the shoulders, the chest. And let's gently bring our hands onto our knees. Let's sit up nice and tall so that we can feel the whole spinal column. So from the sits bones pressing down, you can feel your tailbone, and then just imagine that line going all the way up. Even though the spine's not a perfect line, we still want to straighten what we can. Just draw the belly in, draw the shoulders back, bring your hands to your lap, and let's just breathe. Nothing forced, just easy, natural breath. And then just bring some sort of gratitude to this moment, whatever you can muster. I'm having one of those mornings where I don't know what I was dreaming about, but I just woke up in this like pissant mood. So if you guys are with me this morning and you're just feeling kind of like off kilter, maybe because it's the weather or because we're in quarantine day, whatever. Just in gratitude for the fact that right now we were able to carve out 60 minutes of our day to practice yoga. It's its own little miracle right there. So 3 more breaths. I'm feeling better already. Last one, make this your biggest breath yet. Pull it in through the nose. Hold it right here at the top. And then exhale, we let it out through the mouth. Good. Ground down through your left hand, take the right hand up and over the left side. Reaching long over the right ear. And then bring the right hand back down. Let's take the left side. Reach the left hand over. Big breath. And come back to center. Good. Take a big breath in here. Lift your arms up, both up to the sky. We're going to reach forward and connect our feet at the back of our mat. Child's pose. Good. So uncross your legs. Connect your big toes to touch the back of your mat. And then lengthen your spine even more. This time you don't have the gravity pressing down on you. So find that full expression of your spine. Imagine yourself beginning to open and separate vertebrae by vertebrae. Tiptoe your fingers forward. If your elbows are bent or they're still on the mat, don't be afraid to make yourself a little bit uncomfortable right now. Even though we're in child's pose, and this is our first pose, you have the benefit of that rest. So make this a little deeper. Take 1 more breath. Exhale, come into tabletop. Oh, cute dog, Matt. Awesome. All right, start to move. So this could be a simple right to left. It could be a back to front. You could rock forward and do push-ups, whatever you guys want. What's going to warm you up right now? We're just getting started, so remember to be gentle with your body. Take a couple of cat-cows while you're at it. Just dipping low with the belly, scooping towards the ground. Exhale, press up. And just keep moving. And come to a flat back. And bring your right knee to your right elbow. Take it back, lift it up. And bring your right knee to your left elbow. Take it back, lift it up. Let's do that again. Take your right knee to your right elbow and then curl the toes under, the left toes. Lift the right leg up towards the sky. Three-legged downward facing dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. Okay, take a breath in. Square your hips. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. High plank. Bring your right knee to your left elbow, still in high plank. Bring your right knee to your right elbow, three-legged downward facing dog. Drop back into tabletop. Let's do that on the other side. So everyone take your left knee to your left elbow. Take it over to your right elbow. Take it back to your left elbow. Curl the right toes under, lift the left leg, three-legged downward facing dog. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Take a breath in, press into both of your hands, all 10 of your fingers spreading out wide, and then square your hips again. Bring your left knee to your left elbow, high plank. Take it back, lift it up. Bring your left knee to your right elbow, high plank. Take it back, lift it up. Bring it back to your left elbow. And then three-legged downward facing dog. Yeah, let's drop onto our knees again, tabletop pose. Now, guys are warm. So curl your toes under, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Just finish pedaling out your feet, removing any other tension that feels like it's there. Anything feels like it's stuck. Take a big breath in and just exhale it out, letting it move through you. Take your right leg up into the air. Come into high plank. Step your right foot to your right hand. Low lunge. Now we call this low lunge for a reason. Let's get really low. So you want your chest pressing forward, and you want to just be, I mean, if you guys want to come onto your forearms right now, go for it. We just want our backs really straight, our head pressing forward. And bring your back heel right over your toes. So we're not on the balls of the feet. We're just on the toes. And that's going to give you access to a part of your leg that probably really needs to stretch right about now. It's this hip flexor right here. Just length the muscle right in the front of your thigh. So zone in on that. Take one more breath in. Head back to three-legged downward facing dog. And take your right leg, put it back down on the ground, float it down, lift your left leg up, and then move into high plank, shoulders over the wrists, left foot forward, low lunge. And make all the space for yourself. So bring both your hands to the instep of that left foot so that you've got room for that hip to open if you want to. Extra space for your hands. Take a breath, lower them down. Three-legged downward facing dog. Send your left leg back and up, and then float it down. Big exhale out. Good. Walk your feet up to your hands. Go to ragdoll. 5 breaths right here. Let go of what you must. I'm about to take this 40 days program with Baron Baptiste and a bunch of other people from the studio. And I'm sort of like starting to brush up on my spiritual laws because I know what I'm up against for the next 40 days. Lots of yoga, but also lots of just going within and sort of just paying attention to why I am the way I am. And it's these moments of stillness that I usually try to avoid, but they're good practice. So take a few more deep breaths right here, just 2 more. Fully releasing each one. And then step your feet together. Take a big breath in, reach your arms up, high mountain pose, bring in them to your Tadasana. Shoulders back, belly in, take a breath. Let's take a big side stretch over to the right. So lean to the right. Give yourself a little wrist rotation. Spread your fingers, crack your knuckles if you need them. Come back at the center, and let's go over to the left. Maybe you want something extra, you can pull your right wrist over with your left hand. Just lean into this left side body so we can stretch open the right side body. And come back up. Take a breath in, look up between your hands, exhale, go back. And then bring your hands back to heart center. Let's start class with one big Om. Ready? Take it back up. Mountain pose, big reach. Exhale, big fold. Hands to the mat. Bend your knees if it's needed. Take a big inhale and then exhale, come up halfway, or inhale, come up halfway, excuse me. So fingers to shins. If you normally have your hands on the ground, notice if that takes your back down to a slope. Even if it's flat, try to bring it up so that you can draw, so that your back is parallel with the floor here. And then take another breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come back up halfway. Exhale, step back to your plank pose. I've been here before in this practice. We're only gonna hold it for 2 breaths. Just line your shoulders up over your wrists so that you get some sense of your Tadasana, where you were a minute ago in your mountain pose. Make that happen right here. And then exhale down into low plank. So bend those elbows, come to a hover, take a breath, inhale into up dog. Press your shoulders back. Just take a minute here. Open up your back and chest, move your weights from side to side. Take up a little more space. On your next inhale, look over your right shoulder. And then come back to center, look over your left shoulder. Come back to center, downward facing dog. Take your hips back and up. Let your head drop down towards your mat. Notice a lot of us carry our tension in our necks. Notice if that's you right now. Notice if it just feels like it's really worked up. Just let it go. Take in another clearing breath. Open up your mouth and then sigh that out. Look between your hands, step there. Half lift, fold, mountain pose, fold. Halfway lift, take it back to plank. Low plank, inhale up dog, exhale downward facing dog. Look between your hands, hop or step there. Halfway lift, fold, Tadasana, reach up, get long, exhale, get low, fingertips touch the mat, take a big breath, halfway lift, exhale, back to chaturanga or high to low plank. Upward dog, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, this time step or hop forward, half lift, fold, chair pose. Get right into it, bend your knees, sink your hips. And then let's play around for a minute with our balance. So we're gonna come onto the tippy toes here. So just rise up onto your toes, spread them out. Fan them out, good. Lift your fingers if they're not already. Bring your biceps right up by your ears. Drop your heels. Good, lift your toes up, spread them out again. And then put your toes back down. Transfer the weight onto your toes. Put your heels up. Make sure you can still see your toes. Good, release and fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take your right leg up into the air. Step it through, warrior one. Okay, so let's make this a new warrior one. What I've been doing lately in my warriors is I've been trying to make sure that I feel the fullest extent of my hips opening up, not just my hips, but my hip flexors too. So for right now, take the right knee right over the right ankle and press your left hip back as far as you can. Like reaching further back, maybe a wider stance than you normally take. And then bring that front knee, bring it right over the ankle so you've got that, you're gonna feel something right now. Like even if you're really flexible, it's one of those poses that it's always growing, it's always changing and expanding. Look up between your hands, take a breath, and then let's expand this even further. Let's reach forward. So we're still pressing the right thigh forward and the left thigh back. So keep your biceps up by your ears, take a breath, lift back up. And then one more time. Notice your tailbone descending here, the front of your pelvis lifting. If you don't feel that, press your pelvis forward, press your glutes forward, and then reach forward again. Okay, drop your hands, step your right foot back to high plank, and then low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg to the sky. Step it forward, warrior one. You rise up and then fix your hips again. So take the left leg over, take the left knee over the left ankle. And I'll tell you what really changes this for me is moving my tailbone down. Because as long as your butt is sticking out, you're not really gonna get that rotation. If you've got that anterior tilt, that whole, this thing, until you move that down, you won't really get the effects right back here. So square the hips forward, take a breath in, look up, exhale, lean forward. Hug in from skin to muscle to bone, draw the pit of your belly in and up, take a breath, warrior one. One more time, breathe in, exhale, lower halfway down, high plank, step the left foot back, low plank, inhale, up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, go there. Half rise, fold, chair pose. Sink the weight into your heels. Bring your hands together. Twist to your right. And come back up to chair. Bring your hands back together. Twist to your left. And come back up to center. Take a big breath in. Lower your hips 3 more inches. Come down low, really low. Come on, guys. Yes, there you go. Bring your knees together, Matt. Nice, Monica. Nice, Nicole. You guys are doing so good. And I love that you've got Amy, that you've got a little one with you. This is awesome. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, right side. Breathe and lift. Exhale, lower down, high plank. Low plank, up dog, downward facing dog. Good, left side, warrior one. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, jump or step. Halfway lift, fold, chair pose, fold. Inhale, half rise. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Right side, warrior one. And open your hips, go into warrior two. And then take a big breath, reach your right hand forward, flip the palm, go back. Reverse your warrior. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Last time, left side, warrior one. Warrior two. And reverse your warrior. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Nice work, everybody. Let out whatever sighs are in you, any tension that's building up right now, let that out. A couple of really deep breaths just to reset. Take your right leg up into the air. Step it forward, crescent lunge. Okay, rise up. So we're gonna take this kind of the same way that we took our warrior. We want to feel it. We want to feel the stretch. Okay. So take the back foot as far back as you can, and then we're gonna lean into the front thigh. So that's ankle or heel, knee over ankle, back heel over the back toes. So if you feel your knee bending a lot here, this isn't a regular lunge. This is a crescent lunge. So we want our leg to be as straight as we can manage. It's gonna pull a lot right here. That's what we want. It's kind of hard to actually even hold this pose if you're doing it correctly. I can't hold it that long. It's exhausting. So let's take a breath in from right here. Bring your hands to heart center. And let's go straight into half moon. So we're gonna launch off the back foot, take the right hand down, and the left foot up to the sky. Breathe. Take a giant inhale in through your nose. A giant exhale out through your mouth. Step your left leg back. Go to low lunge. So bring both hands to the instep of the right foot. Step the right foot back to high plank. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And step your left foot forward. Crescent lunge. Again, same thing. We're just gonna allow a moment here just to kind of soak this up. So no hurry. Just allow yourself to become in observer's mode. So we're just feeling right now. Now lift your arms up. Take a breath in. Half moon, let's go. Take the left hand to the ground. Right hand to the sky. And just open your chest toward the ceiling. Draw back with your top shoulder. That's your right shoulder. Pull that open. Breathe. Step your right foot back. Low lunge. So both hands come to the instep of the foot. And then step back to high lunge. Go through your vinyasa. Low lunge, up dog, down dog. And take your right leg into the air. Bend your knee, send your hip open. Stay right here or flip your dog over. So go straight into your wild thing, your flip dog if that's in your practice. And then from there, if wheel's in your practice and you're feeling it right now, go into wheel. Give what you have, take what you need. Most importantly, right now, I ask that you be where you are. Whatever that looks like, it's gonna look different on all of us. And that's the beauty of yoga, you guys, that we're all in such different places in our journey because we're all in such different places in our lives. Let's take another breath. Press down into wheel. And then move into high plank. And so from high plank, take your right knee to your right elbow. And then step it up. Low lunge. So if you notice any rounding here in your back, like if you guys can see my back, it's rounded. Bring your chest down. Open your shoulders up, take them back. And then take your right foot back to plank. Do a little bit of core. Take your right knee to your your left elbow. And then step it there. That right foot is right up by the left hand, or maybe somewhere further back. That doesn't really matter, but we're gonna go into fallen triangle. So sweep the left arm up. Look up at your top hand, press down through the entirety of your right hand. So that means knuckles rounded, all 5 knuckles. Spread out your fingers, take a breath. And then come back to plank. Downward facing dog. Take your left leg up into the air. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Stay here or flip over. Yeah, breathe in as you reach the left hand forward. Go for wheel if it's there. Press into your feet. Feel the ground underneath you. See if you can grip the floor. Imagine that there's like suction cups all over your feet and hands. Take a big breath, lift up towards the sky, and then come into high plank. Yes, guys, awesome. Okay, take your left knee to your left wrist or your left elbow. Step it up. Low lunge, take a breath, back to plank. Left knee, right elbow. Take a breath, step it up. So the left foot is up by the right hand or somewhere along that line. However it looks great. Let's take the right arm up. Move into your fallen triangle, look up at your top hand, and again, base yourself strongly through this left hand. You want all 5 of these knuckles right here in the palms of your hands, making contact with the ground. And honestly, guys, I've done this wrong for such a long time that it feels weird for me to do it. Like I usually grip the hand with right here, with the base. Like I just clamp that down and eventually it makes my hand start to hurt. Okay, you guys can come back into plank. Go to low plank, up dog, down dog. Good, but there's a lesson in there for me on that. It's just whatever I'm not used to, that's what's gonna initially bother me. It's a little uncomfortable. Trying to grip with a different part of my hand. But this is a life lesson that I've come up against time and time again, right? Things are uncomfortable, we wanna get out of it. But because I've chosen not to do that, I'm actually starting to make progress. And it's really helped my handstands, my planks. Hands are an anchor. So for the rest of this practice, let's pay attention to where our hands are and what they're doing, because they anchor us into this reality to help ground us. So take your right leg up into the air, step that forward crescent lunge. Take a breath in. And let's go to standing leg raise. So lift your left knee up to hip height. Bend your arms, go to cactus arms. And then twist to the left. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Good, we'll come back to center. And let's go straight into 3-point balance from here. So we're gonna take the left leg back and the fingertips down. So if you wanna make this a standing split, you can lower your chest really close to your thigh, or you can walk your hands further out in front of you, depending on what type of support you need, what level of support. Breathe. You guys want to kick up into handstand, please go there. Don't worry about what comes after this, or if you're going to get a break, or if if you're going to be able to hack the rest of the practice. Child's pose is there for you whenever you need it. And everyone step your back foot, or your top leg into crescent lunge. So right back where we started. Now bring your hands to heart center. And let's twist to the right. So that's left elbow connecting to the outside of the right knee. Press into the hands, look up over your top shoulder, and find some good grounding here. Treat your feet the way we are trying to treat our hands. Grounding down through all four corners. Press down through both sides. Take another breath. Open your arms if you're at that point in your practice. Feels good. If it feels expansive, take it. If it doesn't, stay where you are. One more big inhale. Exhale, spin to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. Tap your finger on the ground, reverse your warrior again. An extended side angle, just to tap. Take it back, reverse your warrior. And then take it down again, just to tap. Reverse your warrior. I feel like I'm doing this with you guys. What I'm doing feels good too. Good, take it back. And reverse your warrior. Good, let's camp out an extended side angle for a minute. When I say camp out, I don't mean like glamping. I mean like doing the work, like a tent in the middle of nowhere. So take that back shoulder back. So if I can see you guys from a side angle, this is like a perfect side view for me. The way most of you guys are stacked. Imagine that you're bringing that top shoulder up and back over the bottom shoulder, and that you're rotating the top hip over the bottom hip. Take one more breath. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take your left leg into the air, crescent lunge. And then standing leg raise on the right side. We're gonna bring the right knee up to hip height. Take a breath in, bring your arms to cactus arms, and we're gonna twist over to the right. So ground down through your left toes. Take a big breath. And then come back to center, drop your fingertips to the ground, lift your right leg up. And then either close the gap between your chest and your thigh, or walk your hands out for more support. Recognize though that we're making choices every second of our lives. These are where it's these little things that add up. Somebody told me the other day, you make your habits and your habits make you. I love that, because it's like, it's frightening as it is to think about, because sometimes it's like it's just so hard to stay in the moment every single moment. It feels so hard, but we're making ourselves. If you guys want to go into handstand, go into handstand. If you've never tried it, take a wall. You're at home. You have all the support you need. Oh my God, Nicole, that was awesome. Yes, you guys are doing so good. Okay. All right, come back into your standing leg raise. Step into crescent lunge. And bring your hands to heart center. Twist over to the left. Take a really big, fresh breath of air. And then as you exhale, open up a little more, maybe bringing that right hand onto the ground, the left hand up towards the sky. And maybe just pressing down into your hands even harder so that you can twist back with that left shoulder. And spin into warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Tap the ground for extended side angle. Take it back. And tap the ground. Take it back. Make sure that you're using your core in these movements. Good, tap the ground. 2 more times, back and forward. Back and forward. This time, stay down here, or maybe upright. If you've got the elbow to the knee thing going on, great option. Nice, Sam. So lift your chest up, everybody. If that means bringing your elbow to your knee, that really does help. If you don't have a block at home, this is a perfect modification for you. You can reach your ankle, grab your ankle, but try not to be basing yourself with your whole hand on the ground. It's just gonna drag down your chest, and that's gonna put a crimp in our back. Take another breath. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, hop or step forward. Halfway lift, fold. Chair pose. Good. Step your left leg back into crescent lunge. And then spin your back heel down, open your arms, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. And let's reverse our triangle. So we're gonna reach the right hand forward, exhale, go back. And then from here, we'll ease on into our triangle. So same motion, reaching forward again. And this time, just gently extending the waist. The spine is nice and long, and then release that right hand anywhere down onto that right leg. Breathe. Take a big breath. Come back into warrior two. And then windmill your hands down to the ground for chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, jump between your hands. Halfway lift, fold, chair pose. And step your right leg back, crescent lunge on your left. Take a big breath in, spin into warrior two, spin your back heel down, arms wide open, straighten your front leg, and reach your left hand forward, go back, reverse your triangle. And then reverse the motion, lean forward again. This time go forward. Triangle pose. Just see if you can perceive right now the differences on this side. I was reading about Chinese medicine yesterday, and they were talking about how the left side represents your feminine qualities and your right side represents your masculine qualities. And all of us have both, but it's really easy to get out of balance just living in the chaos that we live in for most of the time. And unless someone draws it to my attention, I never really notice the differences in my sides. Take another inhale, just let that soak in for a second. Come to warrior two. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And then come into plank. Low plank. High plank. Low plank. High plank. Low plank. High plank. You guys can do this. Hold it in high plank right here. Good. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Take it back, three-legged downward facing dog. Bend your knee, open your hip, flip your dog. And come back to three-legged downward facing dog. Back to high plank. Good, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Take it back, three-legged downward facing dog. Bend your knee, open your hip, flip your dog over. Three-legged down dog. Come back into plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. 3 to the 2 to the 1. Drop. And rest. Keep breathing, guys. Keep that breath strong. Again, let go of what you must. Take your arms out in front of you and let's go straight into seal pose. So we're just gonna, seal, I don't know, I have to back up a little bit so you guys can see me. So if you've got your arms out in front of you, from where they are, you're just gonna press up and then you can walk them back. Draw your shoulders back. Take a breath in. Good, drop your elbows, Sphinx pose. And then we're gonna take the right leg up and over the left side. So reach that right foot over, like almost up towards the left hand. I probably have to remove like half of my vertebrae to get it up there. So don't reach too hard. And then come back to center. Take your left foot up and over the right side there. Breathe. Keep your right hip grounded on the mat. And then come back to center. And go to upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lay down on your backs. Set up for bridge or wheel. And we're getting straight into the meat. Okay, actually, I think, do you guys have any, who has you could literally use anything. I don't care if it's a piece of paper, a block, a book, whatever. Put something between your knees. Closest thing you have to. If you've got a block, great. If you have a magazine, a little bit harder, but actually really, really great, right? So anything that you've got, put it between your knees. Perfect. Okay, everybody lift up into bridge. And then just squeeze that prop, whatever it is, squeeze it together really hard. Feel your inner thighs firing up, your quads burning. And let go. Take your knees side to side and let's do it again. Up for bridge, up for wheel. There you go, Sam. Yes, there you go, Nicole. There you go, Matt. Yeah, okay, squeeze whatever is between your thighs, even if you're in wheel. And come down. Take your knees side to side. Come back up. Braid your wheel. Just focus on rotating everything in towards your center line. So we're squeezing in here, skin the muscle to bone, and release. Good, we got 3 more back bends. We're doing the traditional Baptiste practice of 6. So I'm gonna offer some modifications for those of you who might wanna be a little more, who might wanna try to advance your practice. So if you've never done this before, you're gonna bend your elbows and come into a forearm back bend, forearm wheel. So if you've never tried that before, try that. All you're gonna do is gently lower yourself down, or you can start out that way. You can go into regular wheel and come down into it, or you can start out on forearm wheel. It's a little harder to access from a regular wheel. Good, breathe. All right, good, Sam, awesome. And breathe harder. Everyone take a big inhale. Exhale, lower down. Okay, everybody up for wheel number 5. Bridge your wheel number 5. All right, Monica loves these. Everyone, we're gonna do push-ups. So bend your elbows. Good, press back up. Good, 3 more. Bend your elbows and push. Bend and push. Last one, bend your elbows, come to a hover, tap your head on the ground, press back up to wheel, and release. And bring your knees side to side. Wheel pose. Last wheel of the day. We'll take 5 good breaths together. If you want to lift a leg and get fancy, lift one, or keep everything on the ground. But breathe. And release. Come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Join your feet. Separate your knees. And come into silence for a moment. Grab your feet, come into happy baby. Pull your knees onto your chest. Rock and roll 3 times. Let's go to downward facing dog. And we're gonna meet up in plank. Okay, so for some core here, take your right knee to your right elbow. Take it back. Left knee, left elbow. Take it back. 2 more times. Right knee, right elbow. Left knee, left elbow. Right knee, right elbow. Left knee, left elbow. Good, now we're gonna step our right foot to our right hand. So bring your knee to your elbow, step it up. Take it back. Left knee to left elbow, step it up. Take it back. Remember to press through those hands. Last time, this time just step it forward. Take it back. Step it forward. Take it back. Good, let's try kicks, switch kicks. So we're gonna take the right foot up, and then we're gonna jump and switch the left foot up. See if you can get that. Good, let's do it again. 5 more times, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Melt on your mat. Come down onto your belly. Take a breather. That's total body, guys. It's probably got everyone out of breath a little bit. And that was only 5. If you want to join me and Leah for boot camp later this week, we're going to be doing more stuff like that. I'll tell you something I've learned during this quarantine is there's nothing more exhausting than doing nothing. I don't know if any of you guys can agree, but it's really just tiring to sit around all the time. So whether you've got the sunshine to go outside and take a walk, or if you just want to go outside and play in the rain, I did that yesterday for a bit. It's good for the soul. Frog pose. Guys are already in your belly, so just arrange yourself onto your hands and knees, roll up the corners of your mat, grab some pillows, whatever it is you need for this. So if I ever don't have anything interesting to say, sometimes I just open up this book. I know you guys have seen this. It's on the shelves of our studio. It's been there for years. As you can tell, the front cover and back cover just fell off at the same time. I'm just going to read you something that I opened the page to, and it just seems so appropriate right now. We're always talking about trust the process here in the studio, and this is just talking about trusting the timing of your lessons. Because essentially that's what we're all here for. We're just to learn lessons, it seems like. And she says, too often our first inclination when we learn a lesson, gain a new insight, have an awareness, or glimpse a new truth is to judge and criticize ourselves. Because we didn't see it sooner, because we didn't know it before, or because we were in denial for too long. That's not necessary. It's not even appropriate. We're not at fault because we didn't have this awareness or understand this lesson until now. We don't need to see the truth one moment before we see it. Judging ourselves for not knowing sooner can close us off to what life has to teach us right now. So how often, guys, are we getting caught in the before, and we're so busy berating ourselves for the past that we don't see what's happening currently? The only mistake is that it's not what happened before. So let yourself have your experiences. Allow yourself to learn what you learn when you learn it. And don't judge yourself for not learning sooner. Be happy, be grateful, be excited when whatever your lesson is arrives at your door. Trust your timing. So I hope you guys needed to hear that as much as I did. Anyway, that has been your frog, ladies and gentlemen. You can come forward onto your bellies now. Slowly and gently, again, trusting your timing. And make your way onto your backs. Head into fish. So there's two ways you can do this. One, you can wedge a prop between your shoulder blades. I like doing it with a block at home. It feels more restorative to me, but if you don't have one, no worries. You could always use something else, a pillow, bolster, something else that's soft, or bring your forearms onto the ground and just base yourself through your own body. The main goal of this pose is to let the front side of your body gently open as you're resting. There's no need to strain or feel like you're forcing anything. Come all the way out of this pose, go into waterfall, or you can take your shoulder stand, your headstand, handstand, anything that's gonna get you upside down so that we can reverse the flow of the lymph and all the other fluids in your body. Come down out of your pose. Draw your knees onto your chest. Hug yourself in tight. Your forehead to your knees, curl your toes under. Squeeze your eyes shut. Then just take a huge breath in. We're gonna hold this up here at the top for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, let it go. And with that, let go of everything else. Control over your body. Take your legs and arms out wide. Control over your thoughts. Let anything that's coming upon you just tumble in, and then allow that to go too. And come into total rest right here in this moment. Because you deserve it. Take a big breath in through your nose. Hold it right at the top. Let it flow throughout your whole body, just being absorbed by your being. And then exhale. Let it out. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. And take your head from right to left. And then reach your hands up over your head for a full body stretch. And then pull your knees onto your chest. Roll onto your right side. And with your eyes closed, bring yourself up to your seat. And bring your hands together at heart center. Let's finish class with one om. Draw your thumb knuckles to forehead center. Together we bow. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Happy Thursday. I'm gonna unmute you guys in case you have questions or anything. So we've got a couple, yeah, we're oh, I'm getting interference to my own. Let's take one of these out. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we have a couple things going on here at the studio. I don't know if you guys are interested, you can join us. So we have a donation-based masterclass that's going on this Saturday. And I don't know if any of you guys know Eddie. I know a couple of you guys do. He used to be a teacher with us here. He's since moved out to LA, but he leads really awesome masterclasses for us still when he comes back. He's doing one this Saturday. It's in Facebook class. It's from 9:30 to 11:30. You can sign up on our website, or I also made a Facebook event for this. If you go to the Mbody Yoga at Neptune Beach page, it'll be on there, and you can click the link and sign up through the link. And then Leah and I are leading two other things. A barefoot boot camp that starts this Sunday. It's 8 days. It's an hour long from 4 to 5. If you can't make it, you can get a recording of it on YouTube, and it's going to be really intense. You don't need shoes or equipment. It's just going to be a total butt kicker, and you're going to be sweating your butt off. And then we have inversion motion. So we were going to do this previously. So this is our arm balancing workshop. So Lee and I are leading that also. That's on the 25th. It's $25. And then if you're a beginner, I don't think any of you guys are. So I don't even know if I need to tell you this, but for anyone who has any newbies in their troop, if you're interested in having them learn how to do like the basics of power yoga, it's an 8-week, or not an 8-week, but 4-week, 8-class intro thing for intro to power yoga. And then lastly, I don't know if you guys know anyone who's in need, but we're putting, I'm about to go, I don't know if you guys can see this bin back here. It's over by it's right there. Yeah, so that is our little mat bin. We're basically gonna put that over at Southern Grounds. So it's a take a mat, leave a mat thing. If you guys know anyone who needs a yoga mat or wants free yoga, it's over there. Yeah, it's gonna be in Southern Grounds. I'm about to go ask them if we're allowed to put it over there. If not, I'll keep you posted with our new location. But it's take a mat, leave a mat. There's gonna be a little thing of slips. You can pull one out and it'll tell you how to get free virtual yoga with us. So basically you can go from never having done yoga to being a yogi in like 10 seconds. So yeah, if you guys know anyone who is kind of like, underserved right now, that's a great way to get them started. It's a little starter package right there. So anyway, happy Thursday. If you guys have any questions, I've unmuted you. So speak up if you got anything for me. No?
Hold on, I do.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know my volume was off. Hey,
I unmuted all of you guys.
What's the cost for the boot camp?
$49.
49.
Yeah, since we're doing it virtually, it's way cheaper than we would normally do it. It's gonna be really fun. It's basically gonna be, you don't need, you don't need shoes, you don't need weights, you don't need blocks, you don't need anything except your body. And again, you can do that wearing whatever you want. If you want to do it in your underwear, you can, as long as you don't have your webcam on. Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's also everything. All the links for all this stuff is on the website.
Okay.
Yeah, so I hope I see you guys at some of this stuff. It's gonna be really fun.
Thank you, Amber.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Ugh.